Hey guys, so I'm here today with a cloth pad review. I am reviewing Yurtcraft. She is an Etsy seller and she is the first seller that I ever purchased menstrual pads through. I ordered them in every single size because I wasn't sure. It's hard to get an idea in your head if someone says, you know, an 8-inch or a 10-inch or whatever. It's hard to get a visual idea in your head based on the pads you've been using, you know, the commercial disposable pads. So I kind of ordered everything that she had, all the sizes she made, from a 15-inch postpartum overnight pad to her teeny tiniest 6-inch panty liner. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about these today. I ordered them in 3 different fabrics. I have minky, flannel, and cotton. The minky I like the best because it is the softest and it is also the most stain resistant, although I have been using these for 2 years and I do not have a stain on any of these pads. So they are incredibly high quality. She denotes the type of pad with a star. So this is a 1 and this is a panty liner. And this long one I showed you is a 4, which means it's her heaviest postpartum or overnight. Now, these are not terribly different in size. The panty liner does not have anything in the middle of it. It literally is this flannel top and this fleece back, and that's just for your lightest days. This heavy one has bamboo in the middle, but as you can see, between the one with nothing and the one with bamboo, it's not a huge difference. This is still a very thin pad. And trust me, it can hold a lot. This is what I wear overnights, and I've never had a leak out of these. So this is a minky one, and it's super soft. Another thing I like is that she sews this pattern around it, which really helps make sure that any fluid is staying in the middle, and those ridges help catch it before they go off the edge. I like the wings. They come around and they snap here, and it makes for a nice thin area, and it's snug around your panties. So it doesn't slide around on your panties. If it's PUL backed, that's much slicker, and it can have a tendency to slide around on your panties. Because this is fleece backed, it's not going to slide around on your panties. So I really like these. And I like that it flares out at the top and at the bottom, because if you're going to get one of those gushers, that's where it's going to go, out the front or the back. So I really like that. So I have this in a 15-inch. This is a 14-inch. This is a 12-inch. This is a 10-inch. This is a 7-inch. And where did my little guy go? It's so little I have lost him. And this is a 6-inch. I will never use this. I needed to see what it looked like, so I bought it. But I mean, this is not going to cover anything. I am too big for something this tiny. But this will go to one of my girls when they're ready to start their period. I've never used this, but I just think it's the cutest little tiny thing. The wings are about as long as the pad itself. So the inner layer of these, the absorbent layer, is bamboo, and bamboo is naturally an antibacterial fabric. So when you bleed on them and the blood goes in, it doesn't smell because there's no chemical reaction that's reacting to cause that smell. So when I am on my menstrual cycle and I take a pad off, I just put it in a bin underneath my sink and I just leave them there. It's not covered or anything like that. You know, air can get to it, and I've never had issues with stink at all, ever. So I really like these pads, and I like the fact that they are so versatile. They come in so many sizes, and she accepts custom orders, and she has a page where you can go and look at all of her different fabrics. And she has cotton topped, let me see. This one is 100% cotton. So that's just quilter's cotton topped. This is one of the flannels. I also have a big one in the flannel. And then most of the ones I have are minky. I really like the minky, and people say minky makes you sweat. I live in Florida. I do not have an issue sweating down there with minky. That I don't understand that at all. I live in freaking close to the equator, and we sweat all the time, and this does not make me sweat. What makes me sweat are disposable plastic diaper things that are trapped and so no, these breathe just fine, and they just feel really delightful. I'm not a big fan of the flannel because I don't know if you can see, but it gets pilly. It gets really pilly, and I don't like those little, I don't know, it's not as soft to me. I don't like it as much. Nothing against her, it's just the fabric. I just don't like it at all. So again, this is another 4, and this one, I got 4s, you know, as often as I could, because it was like a quarter to get the extra absorbency, and I would rather have the extra absorbency. Okay, here's a 2. So this is just a regular, like a light to medium flow, as opposed to a panty liner, which is just a panty liner. You know, it's not for any type of real flow. It's for, you know, days where you're just barely spotting right at the beginning or right at the end of your period. So like I said, you can find her on Etsy. I will put the link below. This is not sponsored. I bought all of these myself. I bought them at multiple times. I have made multiple orders with her, and I get customs every time. I really like to pick my fabrics. She's great with communication. She gets right back to you, and I think her prices are incredibly reasonable, and they are so well sewn. Like I said, I have had a lot of these for 2 years, and they are holding up just beautifully. There is no stitch out of place, but there you can see more detail about how she sews these around. Aren't they beautiful? I'm sorry, but they're really pretty. She does a really great job, and she really takes her time. I have never had a snap break. I have never had a single issue with her pads, and she is my favorite seller. So check out Yurtcraft if you want to try some cloth menstrual pads. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.